So before I start the video, I want to first start off by saying, please do not subscribe to this channel if you want more content like this. I will not be making more videos like this. I don't care how many views this video gets. It's not my style. I've only been prompted to make it because of something that's really annoying me. And hopefully I can share it with the rest of you. But if you would like, please skip ahead using the timestamps to the meat of the video. But in the introduction, I would just like to explain why I decided to make this video here today. So I was prompted to make this video today, just off the top of my head. I usually write scripts, I usually have a blue screen, costume, everything, bells and whistles. But I decided not to do that. And it was prompted by a video I saw on my homepage this morning. Clicked on it, I went down through the comments, glanced over it, and then it just pissed me off that nobody realizes that the YouTuber Sneako is essentially faking it. He's faking it. I've been making an effort recently on YouTube to not watch any verified channels, to not watch any videos with millions of views. So I made a video a day or two ago where I said that I was so sick of how the algorithm killed originality and how everybody on YouTube is commercialized and fake and everybody sells out. So, you know, you have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to stop watching this shit. And so I'm making a concerted effort to not watch it anymore. I've tried to downvote everything. I've tried to hide everything. I don't click on anything anymore. I tried to search for smaller YouTube channels. I try to use the upload date function, but YouTube makes it so hard to find small channels that is damn near impossible. So I clicked on this video because it was in my feed about the YouTuber Sneako. And so it was about how anti-wokeness is becoming popular on YouTube or something like that. I watched a couple minutes of the video. It wasn't spectacular, the same BS that everybody does. And so I go down through the comments and everybody was talking about anti-wokeism and yada yada. And so it dawned on me, it didn't dawn on me. I've already had this, I guess, assumption. I've had this idea in the back of my mind for a while now, but it's like it all culminated to a head this morning when I woke up. And so now I decided to make a video talking about it. So let's get to the first point. YouTubers are talking heads. So at this point, YouTubers have become social media pundits. Just like political pundits, I don't know like who, Candace Owens or Ben Shapiro, I don't know any political pundits' name. But you know, those people who go on news networks and they say a bunch of shit for the left or for the right, and they talk about it and they essentially sensationalize everything and piss each other off. And then, you know, the viewers take sides and the company gets a bunch of views. YouTubers have become that. So recently, it's been going on, I want to say for about 2 years. That I've really noticed it. It started with the YouTuber. I want to say I started noticing it a lot with the YouTuber Kevin Samuels, and then Andrew Tate, and now you have Sneako doing the same thing. And so what you have is all of these YouTubers who essentially pretend to have a stance and pretend to be at odds with each other, but I get the feeling that that's not true. So when I first clicked on Sneako, I guess that's his new channel's names. You know, he has Sneako and then Sneako. I watched a couple minutes of a video and then I clicked to another video and I clicked to another video, and from first impression, it seemed like what he was saying was just 100% bullshit. He doesn't believe it. And he says it in a way that makes it look like he doesn't believe it. I feel like at this point we have to call on our natural human instinct to read micro expressions and body language and voice tone, right? It doesn't feel like he believes it. And I feel like it was so obvious to me, but for some reason, people in the comment section, they don't perceive it that way, right? And the reason is because his content appeals to boys probably aged 11 to maybe 20. And so I can understand, I guess, I can understand kids and young adults falling for it. But it's gotten to the point now where Sneako has taken his scam, and I'm going to call it a scam because he's scamming people. He doesn't believe what he's saying. He knows that this is a rich market to join into, and he has no qualms about selling out and moving with no integrity and making whatever content will get him views, just like every other fucking big verified channel on YouTube, which is why I'm sick of them. You can make content and make money and still have integrity. But because so many people are willing to sell out, more people will come along and sell out because that's the only way to fucking compete. So Sneako made his channel, and you know what? That's just an isolated channel. People could just leave him alone. Because when he was making this content, his views were not increasing. His views and subscribers were increasing, but not as quickly as they started to increase when other YouTubers started to become his opponent, right? So you had YouTubers that I saw personally, the Abba and Preach channel, Playback, some other one, You know what I'm talking about. And so they come along and they tend to take this stance of being in opposition of him. And they, again, join in the political pundit game. So he goes on Abba and Preach, and he talks to Abba. And I watched a few minutes of that interview in the background while I was working on my own channel. And the entire time, it just seemed fake. Like, it seems fake. So let's go into the next topic, sensationalization of drama. So he goes on to the Abba and Preach. Sneako goes on to Abba and Preach, and he talks to Abba. And so Sneako plays the role of radicalized youth, pig-headed, impulsive, opinionated, offensive, provocative pundit. And then Abba plays the role of the older, wiser, mature adult sage trying to guide this young mind down the right direction. And so I looked at the comments under that video, and people were like, this is like conversation between a father and a child. And it's like, how stupid are y'all? None of these people, Sneako doesn't believe what he is saying. He looks like he doesn't believe it. This is why he doesn't care that he's being made fun of. It would probably hurt his feelings if he truly believed it. Nobody can take that much hate for something that they truly believe in their heart, right? He doesn't believe it, which is why he thinks it's hilarious when he's attacked for it. And I'm pretty sure, let me say this, I'm pretty sure that after a few months or a year or whatever, when Sneako gets to over 1 million subscribers and he sells his little course and he makes bank, I'm pretty sure he's going to pull the carpet from under everybody and then make a video called, I was just joking, guys. I'm pretty sure he's going to do that. Anyway, he plays that role. And then Abba, who is also, again, I've watched enough of Abba and Preach to know that Abba and Preach both have common sense. They have the ability to smell when somebody is being full of shit. And they do it all the time on their channel. But for some reason, Abba plays the role of pretending like he just doesn't notice that Sneako is fucking off. That he is just putting on for the camera. He played. So that's how you know that this shit is intentional. Because a person who you have seen for hundreds of videos pick up on the fact that people are dragging it or putting on or playing up for the camera suddenly doesn't see the elephant in the room, what that is obviously in front of his face when he's dealing with Sneako. So that's how you know that behind the scenes these people are all friends with each other. And you see the same thing with with Andrew Tate drama. These people are all friends with each other. Andrew Tate, his personality was, yeah, sure, to some end it was always like that, but then he realized he could take it and become more ridiculous, and he knew that other YouTubers would join in and help him to sensationalize everybody. They are all a part of it. I don't know if they have Discord meeting groups where they all meet up and they say, you do this and I'll do that, and then you act like this and I'll act like that. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure this shit is contrived and it is all orchestrated to some degree. Again, maybe not overtly, but to some end, subconsciously and covertly, these people are orchestrating it. You saw the same thing with the YouTuber Kevin Samuels. I saw Kevin Samuels for the first time in 2021. I don't remember when. I don't know. I don't care. And so I clicked on his video and I listened to it in the background because regardless of what anybody is doing, I will listen to a person objectively. I have no emotional attachment to anybody on YouTube, especially not a big YouTuber. I watch YouTubers to learn about human behavior, how people think. I read the comments and it tells me information about how people are. And then I make my own videos based on that bullshit. That is humanity, right? And so I clicked on Kevin Samuels, listened to him in the background, clicked on a few of his other videos. And so after listening to him for a while, I had this thought like, he's a scammer and a liar. I don't know how, but I know he is. So I went back to his older videos. And when he was writing so his older videos where he was talking about fragrances and that camera that was really low quality and the outfit that was poorly matched. And I know it was like 2015 or whatever, but the outfit that he was wearing in that video was a bad outfit for that time period anyway, which means it told me that he didn't have any actual skill in clothing. He was just faking it. And the quality of the cameras told me that he didn't actually have any money. And so then I went to his videos after a year or two, maybe 2017 or whatever, of him in the car giving advice to young men. And he was talking about how he was a fighter and he's been a fighter for 30 years. He has a black belt or whatever. And I noticed that in his arms, his upper arm, he didn't have any muscle definition. How does a person who's a fighter for all those years not have any muscle definition in their arms? It's not possible. So that means in order to be a black belt, you have to have a certain level of physicality that you maintain, right? Most previous fighters they still have some form of training, right? To keep up on their I guess agility, their ability. They still train to some degree. And so I knew that was a lie. He claimed, I went to LinkedIn and I saw his resume. He had claimed to be a chemical engineer and blah 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 blah, and a high value man making 6-figure. No way in hell Office Max was paying him that much. So I essentially had enough evidence to know he was a liar. And then from that moment I was just like, in a few months he's gonna get exposed for lying about all of this shit. Let's see. And that's exactly what happened. But the same thing happened with Kevin Samuels. He had connections to all of these other channels who seemingly were in opposition to him. So he talked to Abba and Preach, and they didn't call him out. Abba never called him out when the fact that he is a scammer is palatable, right? You can feel it. He didn't call him out. And then when Kevin Samuel was exposed for being a liar, I can understand his sheep followers believing it, but Abba never came back and corrected it. He just ignored it. And so with the Sneako thing, I feel like Sneako now this is the third time, and he has amplified this problem to the point where it's obvious now. The YouTubers are all in cahoots and they're doing it together. And then what you have with Sneako is he went on Playback. He went on a bunch of channels, but I watched Playback. And so you could see there, if you go back to the Playback videos, you can also see there, who is it? Lo and Agent both play the role of just concerned YouTubers that are, just trying to help Sneako see the error of his ways. When, if you watch Playback's videos, they call people out all the time for being fucking fake and videos being fake or just for clout. They do it all the time. It's like they have this meter to calibrate bullshit when they react to videos, but then the obvious bullshit of Sneako's little fake personality, nobody calls him out on. They all seemingly pretend to take it seriously. Do you see my problem here? And then this has gone on for multiple channels. Sneako is essentially channel hopping. And then they are all taking this false opposition to him. And they just create more drama. So what it does is it starts with the first channel, like let's say Sneako. And then it goes down to the moderate channels like Playback and Abba and Preach. And they pretend to be fake offended, fake guiding him. And then it goes down to the complete right-leaning channels where they are all outraged and they can't believe that this content is popular and what is this anti-wokeism. And then it goes to the drama channels who take it and they talk about each person's role and who said what to who and where. And then you take it down to the video essayists, right? Because they need to talk about the broader issues of this toxic behavior on YouTube, right? And so what it does is it takes the viewer on this merry-go-round because all of those stages, you stay engaged and you watch this bullshit. So I don't believe for a second that this is all by accident. Next topic. Everybody is in on it. Like I said, if you think about it, YouTubers will sit and say that they don't have enough time to respond to comments. They don't have enough time to respond to direct messages. They are too busy creating content for you guys, right? But have you ever noticed how under YouTube videos, whenever a verified account responds to a YouTube channel, the YouTuber is all amazement and they will react to that comment in particular. So you will have, I've seen it where they have comment sections of thousands, 3, 4, 5,000 of comment. And I'm talking in a few hours. And one verified account will come and post a response, one among thousands. And that YouTuber will somehow be able to ignore all of those thousands of message notifications to pick out that one. Which means that these people go through their comment sections and they see all of the comments that viewers leave and they ignore them. And then they talk to only the ones who are verified. And notice how content creators will disappear. They will make all of these excuses for why they can't interact with their audience, right? I hate that word. But then some way, somehow, when a verified account DMs them, they get it within 5 minutes. If a verified account emails them, they get that message within 5 minutes. If a verified account posts a message on their comment feed, amongst thousands of messages, somehow they get that one in 5 minutes. So you cannot tell me that these people are not friends, that they are not all in it together. And this is the same shit that major broadcasting companies do. This is the same shit that places like Hollywood engage in, that corporations engage in, that the rich engage in. They engage in this behavior of pretending to be at odds with each other in order to mutually benefit each other, right? So a long time ago, people used to just collaborate. This behavior is collaboration. Sneako goes on to Abba and Preach's show. Abba and Preach get some of his viewers onto their show because, oh, Sneako, you know, he's a little bit too much. I'm gonna watch Abba and Preach too. And then Abba and Preach share some of their younger viewers with Sneako, and he does the same with Playback, and Playback with him, and him with Destiny, and Destiny with him, and it just goes around circular. It's a circle, right? These people all know each other. They are all in on it, and I don't understand why viewers don't see through this bullshit. Next topic. They are in cahoots with the algorithm at this point. So you can probably say, stop watching it if you don't like it. And I have tried. But YouTube force feeds this content to you. YouTube, because so many content creators are willing to sell out and manufacture drama, YouTube rewards drama. And so YouTube rewards these people with more watch hours. And the more watch hours they get, the more they get pushed. And the more they get pushed, the more YouTube makes. And the more YouTube makes, the more they push things that make them money. Right? It's like the chicken and the egg problem. Right? It's just like a circle. It's like a merry-go-round. They are all in cahoots with the algorithm. And this is the thing. People will sit and shit on YouTube for being a corporation. But it's like, you have literally, when you think about the top 1% of YouTubers, that's what, at least hundreds to a few thousand channels, right? You have thousands of individual people willing to sell out completely and utterly in order to make money. Now, if one entity like a corporation does that, a corporation is run by a CEO or a small group of, they have like an executive panel, and those people, of course, are all about their money. So YouTube was created to kind of avert that. Individual people creating content, individual people becoming millionaires, you know, kind of leveling up their entire life, right? That's the inspirational part of YouTube. But the problem is that you have thousands of people happily selling out. And you see it all over YouTube. Every single channel that is recommended to you, that has a check mark next to it, that has millions of views, is a sellout. All of them, period. Not even one of them isn't. And it's like nobody cares. So it takes me to my next topic, the brain dead viewer. Why are y'all participating in this shit? And I think that every time this conversation gets brought up, people try to deflect it by saying that, oh, well, you know, YouTube is just full of a bunch of fucking kids. You're lying. Really, little kids are not watching the likes of Kevin Samuels. It was not little kids watching 2-hour live streams talking about relationships between adults. You got me fucked up on that end. It was a bunch of people over the age of 25. I would imagine Kevin Samuels' analytics was the age of 25 to probably 55 and not the age of 10 to 25. I don't believe it. Sneako, maybe it's a younger audience. Andrew Tate is probably a younger to maybe mid-20s to late 20s audience. But y'all got me fucked up why do we pretend like there are not a bunch of 25, 30, 35, 40, 45-year-old people participating in this brain dead cycle? I don't understand it. I don't understand why YouTube, this is all YouTube ever gets to be. Why is nobody tired of it? Because I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's not fun anymore. It's not interesting. I don't like manufactured, inauthentic drama. I don't mind if people have different opinions. I love debate. I love seeing people have a stance and defending their stance. But this is all manufactured, fake, contrived bullshit. And the viewers are allowing it to get bigger and bigger. Because if you stop watching it, YouTube will stop recommending it. YouTubers will stop making it. But when we talk about stuff like this, people always try to say, well, you know, people like drama. No, stop saying people. Bitch, why do you like drama? Why are you a full-ass grown adult, but you can't ignore it? You can't see through this bullshit. Why can't you see through it? Why are you that dumb? See, I understand the book Animal Farm now. YouTube is a fucking animal farm at this point. Because these people will say pretty words to tell you what you want to hear, but then behind the scenes, they are using you to better themselves, and they are not even doing it necessarily behind the scenes. They do it right in front of your face. They just need to wear a very thin veneer over their face, and you just believe that they aren't a monster. So it leads me down to my final topic. If you don't like it, don't watch. So I think a lot of people will listen to this video and say, if you don't like it, don't watch. And I'm trying. So like I said in the beginning, I have been trying so hard to find small YouTubers on this platform. I can't find them. I've been trying so hard to find people in my same niche. I can't find them. I've been trying to search. YouTube stops me. I've been making an effort the last few days especially to click don't recommend this channel to me for every single verified account and every single video with millions or hundreds of thousands of views. Every single one. And I'm talking, I would spend 10 minutes doing this. I'm talking 30, 40, 50 videos at a time, right? My whole homepage, my whole recommended on the side panel. Every time I see one, I click don't recommend this channel to me again. YouTube says we won't recommend this to you again. And so what happens is my entire feed will eventually, nothing will be left over but the 2 channels that I subscribe to, and then maybe 1 or 2 small channels. But what happens is after about 5, 6, 7 hours, YouTube starts the cycle again of recommending this shit to me. And no amount of going to upload date, no amount of changing the filters shows me content that I want to see. YouTube keeps trying to force me to watch this content. And I consider myself to be somebody with a strong mind who can see through bullshit. Like I said, I'm not attached to any of these YouTubers because they are all full of shit. They always have been. I merely watch these YouTubers to learn about human behavior and how people think and how they behave and why they behave that way. I find that part interesting, which is how I end up in weird communities like the Manosphere, Red Pill, female dating strategy. It's observation, right? But we need to talk about how YouTube simply doesn't allow you to not see it. And it happened to me again. I'm not interested in this Sneako drama. I already know what's going to happen. And this morning, again, another 2 videos about Sneako popped up in my recommended feed because his bullshit fake acting has somehow spread to now like 10 to 12 different channels in a matter of a couple weeks. And that makes sense to y'all? Y'all don't see how this is bullshit? Listen, I'm gonna stop the video here. I'm just so sick. I'm so sick of YouTube at this point. I'm so sick of it. And if you have any small channels that do commentary and that are authentic and actually thought-provoking, leave it in the comment section down below. But I'm sick of this bullshit. I don't like it. I don't want to be a part of it anymore.